Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to do a comparison on the 3M lens renewal kit. You can pick it up at Pet Boys for about $24. And here is a base. This is a headlamp on my 2006 Solara, clocking in at about 132,000 miles. And this is an untouched lens cover. You see how it's all pitted. It has a haze from the years of being on the road. This is what it looks like before. And on this side, this is what it looks after. Now keep in mind, these lenses have over 130,000 miles of wear on them. So even if the kit says it'll be good as new, the plastic is only going to be as good as the condition of the plastic. Since mine is old and is yellowed over the years, it still has a yellow hue to it, but it looks a lot better than how it did. So again, this is after. And this is before. So there you are. Okay, now this is the beginning of the 3M renewal kit for your headlamps. This is just a little how-to. And as you can see, this is a lens that's in poor condition. And I have the masking tape on it. It comes with the kit. You apply the masking tape around the lens to protect it from the sanding processes that are going to take place while reconditioning the surface of this lens. And what you need is a drill gun, like so. And you want one on a high spinning. Just a good spin like that should do the trick. You also want to make sure the lens is super clean too. So you hit it with soap and water, give it a good thorough rinse. You don't want any dirt or dust getting in the way of this process, or it'll just ruin the lens. And then you start off with the 3M yellow paper right here, and you attach that like so to the drill gun, like that. Now when you use this kit, you want to make sure you have your lens thoroughly wetted using just plain water before you start sanding. Adding water to the surface while you sand helps keep the sandpaper longer, keeps it from clogging, and actually helps lubricate the process, so you actually end up getting a smoother finish. The smoother the finish, the better the results. So this lens is ready to go, and you just apply firm pressure like so, and then you go. Pretty much just like that. And first, I'll show you what the final results of this looks like. This is how the lens should look after you've done your first couple passes. It usually takes 2 or 3 passes, and it should look like this in between each pass. This was about my 4th, and I'm pretty confident I got rid of all the major gouges and scratches. So what you do next is rinse off the lens and inspect. So you do it like so. Just take your hand there, get in, start rinsing it off. And I got a spray bottle of deionized water I use in between. Now the plastic looks hazy because you actually hit it with a rough grit sandpaper. Now sandpaper is just taking all the chafe parts and all the rough high ends, and it knocks it down to a smoother surface. So this is how it should look in between. And then you go and you dry it off using a clean cloth that you have. Here's mine. And now you want to look for any major gouges or scratches in the lens. You got, that's just some stuff. You want it to dry up, because when it's dry it'll show everything. And it looks like I'm pretty good. So the next step is we go up one more in sandpaper, and it's the same process. You use the finer sandpaper, get that nice coat of slurry on there, Keep your surface moist is very important. It keeps the sandpaper from clogging up and causing gouges or burn marks on the lens. And rinse in between passes so you can inspect and see how it's turning out. Remember, the better the base that you start with, the better the result you'll have when you finish. So this is my base. Hope it's good enough, and I'll show you the next step when I'm done. So after using the white pad and cleaning the lens up and letting it dry out, you get an inspection of it before you hit it with the finest of the fine paper, which is actually a sponge foam. And the sponge foam will polish this fog out, get it clear enough to where it will be suitable for a final buff polish that you use. Again, this is a labor of love. You don't want to rush this. I did this about 4 passes, and for my car it was actually sufficient. Again, making sure that the surface is nice and moist, keeping the sanding paper lubricated with water, and rinsing in between passes is very important. Always rinse between passes. You'll get a nice, even, foggy surface like this, and that's exactly what you want. Nice, even fog. No major gouges, no polished spots, and you're good to go. Alright, so here's the headlamp lens now. This is after its final sanding. All that's left now is a buffing. You use a special buffing compound, comes with the kit. It's made by 3M, so if you run out you can actually buy more. And as you can see, even with it unpolished, it looks a lot better than it did before. So again, when you're using the last of the grit sandpaper, it doesn't leave a residue like the other sandpapers does. It actually takes a while for it to build up, and it comes out kind of foamy. But bear that in mind, and you can keep track of where you're doing and how much and how often you've done it. So there you go. There you have it. The restored lens after buffing. Looks a lot better, huh? Now, the plastic itself has turned yellow, so it has a yellow hue to it. There are some spots that are hard to get to with the tool, mainly down in here is where it won't reach. There are some scratches left in the lenses during the polishing phase. If you want to even go a step farther than this, you can go online and you can purchase a micro mesh kit. It's a specialty sanding paper. Looks like a bunch of sponges, but they're designed for aviation windscreens, and they work really well on these guys too. They run about $30, and you can look them up online. This will actually give you a really good base to start the micro mesh process if you have the kit handy. So yeah, there you go.